Previewing the 2014 Luther College softball season with head coach Renee Hartle. And Coach, it's game week already. You guys have been at practice for about a month and a half now. What have you accomplished? How have you gotten better in the time that you've been getting ready for the season?
Well, obviously it's an exciting time, even though we're stuck inside. We actually are, what do we have, our 24th practice today, so the girls have worked very, very hard. Have we gotten better in 24 days? Absolutely. I think that anytime you've got a nice solid group of returners and you combine that with 12 newcomers, I think you're going to have the first week is going to be a little bit harder, but after that we've really been pleased with the way the team has gelled.
Obviously, there's some spots that were pretty solidified at this time. How much of your lineup is fluid right now?
Most of it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think that if you even though you got a great, nice big group of freshmen that have joined your team, I think if you're relying on a whole bunch of freshmen to contribute, it's not going to be a great year for you. So we're really looking to the sophomores, juniors, and seniors to really be the bulk of everything that we're going to do, and that's the goal of ours every year. But in terms of the lineup, offensively, I think we've got a lot of nice options, and so for the lineup defensively, comparatively to the game that we ended last year with, you could see 7 new spots. Really, you could see 7 people at potentially different spots than we ended the game last year.
And it all starts in the pitching circle. A good amount of talent and experience coming back for you in the pitching circle this year.
Yes, I think any time that you return your top 2 pitchers from a team that went as far as they did last year, and so we're really excited about Becca returning for her senior year, and then the addition, obviously, of Erica Mansky being healthy still, and she had a pretty injury-prone freshman season. Then to have her come back and throw healthy last year was really, really nice for us. And so anytime you return your top 2 pitchers, I think you're going to be pleased. So.
And defensively, I believe it was the best team in school history when it came to fielding percentage last year. Obviously, a lot of holes to fill in with 7 new spots. There's some question marks there. How do you ease the newness, if you will, coming into a season like this?
Well, defensively, I think we train really, really hard, and I think they know what their expectations are. And to see the team last year, fielded a 98% clip, I think that's a high expectation now that we do that every single day in practice. And even though we will have some people potentially in some different spots, you're still going to see a lot of the same people. You're still going to see Miranda McKay and Katie Whelan and Carly Radgel and Elise Miller in that defense, and then you got your behind the dish with Kayla Hadding. You're still going to have those same names. They're just going to try to contribute in a better way, I think, than they even did last year. And so I think that the expectations of where the defense is going to be will be there. I think that sometimes too, when you start your season off with 8 dome games, you don't really know what you're going to get. But obviously, we're going in to play flawless defense, and that's our goal, and I think that we can do that.
And offensively, with that much returning experience and bats, you got to be optimistic on what you can do on the offensive side of the game.
We return all of our power, basically, and so that's really, really nice to have not only to return that power, but to have all of those girls who provided the power for us last year were all in their first season as starters. And so to be able to take those 4 to 5 power hitters that we return and say, oh, well, now you have 500 at-bats between the 5 of you, that's a lot of experience that they didn't have a year ago that I think that we're going to be able to draw on to.
Of course, the table setters have to be new people in the lineup this year. Who's looking to fill those spots?
I'm really excited about our junior college transfer, Hillary Pennington, and she'll probably get our starts for us this weekend in center field, and she's going to be trouble for people, I think, and so she'll be floating, I think, near the top of the lineup, and after that, I think we're going to put some experience up there. Not real sure the order yet. I think we'll work on that over the course of the weekend. Do I know who our top 12 hitters are and how the offense is going to play out? Yes, I just don't know, and we'll use those first 18 games to kind of figure out what order they need to go into.
And talk about this weekend tournament coming up at the Rochester Dome. A lot of people involved, a lot of games in a short amount of time over the next, 3 days over the course of 8 days. Just talk about the overall teams that are coming to Rochester this weekend.
I think it's going to be a great event. stupidly we're hosting, and I'm in charge, but I think it's going to be a great event. We've got 11 teams coming, including us, so 12 total teams over the course of 3 days. I think you're going to see some great Midwest, Great Lakes region softball. I think you're going to see Minnesota Conference teams, Wisconsin Conference teams. We've got the Midwest Conference represented. I think you're going to see some really great Division III softball.
And talk about the advantage of getting some games in before you go down south, and so you maybe have a little bit of a base to work on once you hit down south.
I think that when you get, whether your team is 15 or 25, I think when you get that many competitive young ladies together, you're not going to be able to hold them back until Luther's late spring break in late March. And so for us, after the winter we faced last year, we just decided as a coaching staff we were going to make sure that we got some games in as early as we could, not knowing what we're going to have in April and how early we're going to get onto our diamond. But we've got 8 dome games scheduled prior to leaving on spring break, and I think that the girls absolutely are ready to start playing.
All right. Always been a fun year, the last 4 years with Luther softball, and hopefully it's a good start to another fun season this weekend, Coach. We wish you best of luck.
Thank you, Dan.
Renee Hartle talking Luther College softball.